I think one of the problems that we face now is that for so long as women, as a gender, we've said, don't approach me. Don't approach me when I look cute. Don't approach me at the gas station. Don't approach me when I look busted down. Like, just don't approach. And men have gotten to the point where they're just like, I don't know when to approach you. I'm not sure. Now, in my younger years, right? Because it's been a while since I dated, but in my younger years, you make eye contact with the guy, and it was like an unspoken, yes, you can approach me, like unspoken permission. I don't know if that's happening anymore. I think that at this point, men have just kind of gotten turned away by all of the turn downs, by all of the rejection is the word I'm looking for. I don't think that there's anything wrong with a woman approaching a man. But be prepared for rejection. I'll just say that, just like men have been getting rejected as women, if you choose to approach, you're going to have to be prepared for that rejection.
I mean, honestly, I don't think all of this conversation and all these talks about men not approaching women, I don't think it's true. I think it's a farce. And the reason why I say that is because it seems like every other day I'm coming across a video that's saying that men are approaching women and they don't like the way these men are approaching them. And I don't see how all of these women are getting approached every time they leave the house. But then you also have women that are also saying that men don't approach anymore. Somebody is not telling the truth.
Why American men don't want to date American women anymore. And a little disclaimer, I do live in the US for the past 7 years. 1, some American men feel that American women are very entitled. They feel that many American women expect a partner who fit a specific ideal. He has to be smart, attractive, successful, fit. They believe that many American women have unrealistic expectations. They expect their partners to do everything, and they expect their partners to put their needs above their own. 2, because of the rise of radical feminism, there is a loss of femininity among American women, and they even started to adopt some masculine traits. 3, opportunistic behavior. A big percentage of divorces are initiated by women, and usually is because they prioritize their career and personal growth over their family life. And a lot of men also express some frustration because they feel that there is a lack of commitment and loyalty among American women. And that is why a lot of American men are now dating non-American women, because they believe that non-American women tend to prioritize mutual respect, shared values, and commitment.
The truth is that the good guys are done with dating.
I think she's pandering a little, but there is a lot of this going on right now. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a good guy. I'm not saying that all good guys are single or that all single guys are good. I'm just saying that a lot of us are kind of here right now. When I was a teenager, I thought dating worked like this. I did not know that this step was going to be here. I guess we could call this a negotiation ship. It's when someone is not willing to give 100%. And it always happens when somebody drops the ball. For me, I've experienced a lot of ghosting, a lot of trading up, and it doesn't matter which guy I am. Even if I'm this guy, how do I know you're not gonna just do this? Couple women showed up wearing wedding rings. That does not inspire confidence. The most common thing for me is that we get to this stage and she says she wants to be polyamorous, which means she already is. I even had a crush on someone in 5th grade, and she didn't like me until after college, and we hung out for a month before she told me that she had a boyfriend. I've had some people tell me that I might just be attracting this kind of woman, and maybe that's true, or maybe they just shouldn't be doing these things, but for now, I'm just kind of out of ideas.
Do you want to know your hint to go up to a girl? Eye contact. If they're just looking at you, they want you to come up to them.
I'm
just
taking
like
mental notes.
And this is my hint. I literally kept going like this. And we made eye contact, I swear to you, like maybe 8-9 times. So that was my hint, like come up to me, like I'm obviously think you're cute or something, right? Did not come up to me, and I was
So
like,
basically
all right,
read her
bummed.
mind.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was
That's
saying.
a note.
I get back home, I wake up the next day, I get a DM. Hey, saw you at the Steve Madden event. You're really cute. I open it. It was the pink shirt guy. I was like, why didn't you come up to me? Like at the actual thing.
Guys are scared nowadays.
Guys are so scared.
Always amazed at the inability of a lot of these women to see things from a different perspective. They don't seem to understand why guys don't approach. They don't seem to understand why guys are opting to say, oh, she's cute. Wow. Have you ever asked yourself, how did he find me online? like on social media? How did he get in touch with me? It's probably because social media apps, and this kind of a scary thing, they're connecting people, and that's why women say, TikTok, do your thing. They'll do the same thing. They'll see a guy out in public, and then they'll say, I'm not going to approach him, but hey, to the guy in the blue shirt and the glasses and the Nike ball cap, I liked you, but I didn't get a chance to say anything to you. TikTok, do your thing. And TikTok will somehow send it to that guy. Somebody will find that guy, and they'll meet up and connect. There's been cases of that happen. But when a woman does that, then all of a sudden it's okay to do it. But when a man goes directly to her, and really honestly and truly, I actually like that idea because I think it's smart. This is how a lot of men are thinking. Instead of me possibly walking up on this woman and her being like, "Oh, who are you? Stop. Get away from me. I'm trying to enjoy the concert," or whatever it is, wherever you're at. They say, "Okay, wait, let you enjoy your time. Hey, I saw you at the concert." Would have came up to you and said, "Hey, but didn't know if it was appropriate. Seemed like you were vibing. So I thought I'd hit you up on, Instagram or something like that." "Oh, yeah, you could have totally come up and said something." That could have been a response that you said, and you guys can move on. Modern women, you'll find that in a relationship, there's some things and opportunities that you miss that you're going to hope and you're going to pray that a man will let you off the hook on those. "Oh, I should have taken the car to get some gas." Well, next time, take the car to get some gas because now we're late because I'm running behind you. You're going to want him to give you grace. You're not going to want him to get on TikTok and blast you. Why'd you keep on driving on a flat tire? You knew it was flat. "Oh, well, next time You're going to want him to understand. So what I'm asking you to do is understand from his perspective why he might have waited to hit you up in your DMs.
55% of men find themselves scared to approach women for the fear of being labeled creepy. And on the other end, 77% of women say they want a man to approach them. Women want the power of a man, the privilege of a woman, and the accountability of a child. In their mind, they can demand respect rather than earning it. When faced with reality, these women come to understand that they cannot shape the world according to their desires.
All women are 304s. Nope. There is no such thing as traditional women anymore. Wrong. Women simply aren't worth it. What does that even mean? I am so tired of all of this negativity. Are you going to insist that masculinity is about growth, suffering, and overcoming difficult things, and then just not date because it's hard? Are some of you really so pessimistic and self-hating that you will just resign yourself to never feeling love and affection? Are you really going to sit here and insist that you have all of the answers to dating, and then just refuse to pass those answers on to a woman who is ready and willing to please you? Tell me, what battle are you even fighting? You insist there's a problem, but you aren't trying to actually solve it? What is the point of all of this other than to just kick and scream? There are a lot of great women out there looking for men with your values. Go meet them, be strong in your convictions, and enjoy the life that you can create with them, because the negativity has got to stop.
There was a study done in the 90s, and what they found out, I think, still holds true today. So what they did is they took a group of men and they took a group of women and they categorized these men. So it was like high status, t-shirt, McDonald's. Same thing with the women. High status, t-shirt, McDonald's. And then they asked, the men, okay, would you go to coffee with this person, go on a date, marry? And in all three categories, the guy didn't care. He's like, yes, sure, whatever. With women, it was a whole different story. Women went to the high status man for the majority of them. So that was for coffee, date, marriage. My takeaway on this is just goes along with the trends I've been seeing. So we are in this Kardashian culture and have been for, 10 years. I don't know how long they've been on. But this idea of perfection has just been kind of unseen before. I mean, before we had magazines, we knew they were kind of airbrushed, but what we see now, women are doing eyebrows, microblading, dermaplaning, eyelash extensions, hair extensions, lip fillers, cheek fillers, breast implants, butt implants, fat transfer, taking ribs out. I mean, literally women are taking their ribs out. So I think just the pressure and the unattainable beauty that they put on themselves, they're also putting that sort of unattainable image and desire on a guy as well. And that's why these guys are backing out, because guys know, that's crazy. We can't do all that. Like some can. I mean, it's the small minority can do that. But for the majority of men, they're not going to be able to get to your high standards that you not only put on yourself, but you're putting on these men too. And I don't even know if women are aware that they're doing that. And if you think about it, it's really a beautiful thing that men will just kind of take you as you are. Like, they don't need you to be high status, or they don't care where you work. If you work at McDonald's or you're making six figures and some executive of a company. But look at what we're doing to men. We want them to just be everything. It's unattainable. They're getting out of the market, and rightfully so. So I even asked my brother about this. I said, hey, is this true? Like, men don't care? He's like, 1,000%. Men could give two shits. And I was like, that's going to be a topic.
So am I like the only woman that no longer gets approached by men? No, because I had to actually sit and think about this, and I had to ask myself, when is the last time a man came up to me and wanted to get to know me or exchange numbers? And it's been a long time.
Then I saw this video about how guys are like maybe shy or scared to ask girls out now. I don't know why they're not going up to a woman. Like, what's holding them back from that?
Me Too and all that shit. And because women will put men on blast who like maybe awkwardly approach them.
Yeah.
And like also those gym TikTok videos where girls like work out in the gym and then there's like a guy who like glances at them for like 1 second and they blast them. That's what guys are scared of. And these guys aren't even doing anything wrong. Sometimes they're not even looking in their direction. But like, so there's like this social component now where like people are terrified to get like exposed on social media.
Or even look in your direction. But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do.
You know, I don't think that, or it seems to me that a lot of these modern women, they don't truly think that maybe a man doesn't want to be the subject of your next TikTok video. They talk about men objectifying them, but they actually objectify men too. The man, all he really is to you, for a lot of these women asking for men to approach, well, I didn't like him, but I still wanted him to approach. Why would you want him to approach if you didn't like him? Well, it gives me the validation and attention, and it lets me know that I'm still pretty to somebody, but you don't want him, and you don't want his validation. If the guy that you actually liked would pay you some attention, then you would be looking at that guy like he's a creep. But because you're in an attention drought, because you're starved for validation, then any guy will do. That's objectification. Just be an object of entertainment. Just be something. You're not even a person. Just be something that comes up to me. I don't even recognize you because you're not attractive to me. Just come up to me and tell me I'm hot. Just give me content so I can go on TikTok and say we're two hot bees dancing in the club and men they're all over us. But you really don't like the guy. You would never even be friends with the guy. Men know that. That's why they're not approaching you.
I was having a conversation with one of my girlfriends the other day, and she was telling me how she has a male friend who she's interested in romantically. And I said, have you said anything to him? And she was like, no. And I said, why not? And she said, well, he should get my hints. And I said, hints? What hints? She's like, I mean, the way I act around him and all this stuff. And I was like, the way you act around him? Like, what do you mean? And she's like, he should see that I like him. And I was just like, so why don't you just tell him that you like him? And she's like, well, I don't do that. I don't chase men. And I was like, like chasing men and letting a man know that you're interested in him are two different things. Chasing a man is once he knows that you like him and he's still not giving you any type of time of day or whatever. He kind of has you just kind of lingering over here. Letting a man know, and I don't necessarily mean like hey, I like you, but giving him some subtle hints at least to let him know that you like it is two totally different things.
I get it.
This is exactly why a lot of men are just done with dating. They're frustrated because they're doing what they think they're supposed to be doing. They are putting a lot of time and effort and money into the first date. But when ladies don't appreciate that and they go into those first dates with very low energy and very little reciprocation, the date is not going to go well. And that just leads to a lot of these failed first dates. But for women, they will just keep going on these first dates because they're not really putting anything into it. It's different for men, which is why men are becoming more and more careful about who they're asking out on that first date and what that first date looks like. He might rather suggest a coffee date or a long walk. And I think that those are good solutions for men. But the problem is that a lot of women still have not adjusted to it. They think that if a man doesn't spend a ton of money on her on the first date, that he either doesn't have it or doesn't like her very much. Not true, ladies. He's probably just a good man that's tired of feeling used.
A third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. So I've got a question for the men. My comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Women need to start making the first move. If anyone wants to be in a relationship, that's absolutely what has to happen. It just has to happen. Guys in the comments, back me up on this. We have told men for years that their masculinity is toxic. Some men, as they got interested in dating, that's literally all they know, is to stay away from women, is to not bother them, and definitely don't approach them. So there is nothing wrong with a woman approaching a man. That shows confidence. And you know what? I don't even know if this stat is true. I didn't do much research into this, but I did see that 86% of women who make the first move end up married. So, I mean, come on, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't even care if that's not even a true statistic. Hell, let's run with that. But guys, back me up in the comments. Say, yeah, you would love that. Or women say, yeah, I made the first move and I'm now engaged, married, whatever. I'm telling you, that's just the way it's got to be. You don't have to like it. I mean, I'm sure guys didn't like when they were being called, when their masculinity, when their whole being was called toxic. They didn't like that. So start making the first move. And again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like having to make the first move. You could still have a traditional relationship after that. This is just getting you in a damn relationship. And as far as, not liking things, I do things every day that I don't like to do, but it makes me a better person. Gets me to my goals. So these are just facts, okay? Women, make the first move.
I don't think women truly have to make the first move all the time. But in some of these markets where y'all, and especially for the women who have run their mouth, you're going to have to. You're going to have to. You made your bed and now it's time for you to lie in it. Unfortunately for you, I know you're not going to want to hear that, but you told men that you didn't want them to approach. So what are you actually expecting?
You better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Oh my god. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very, very fucking.
I hate when I see a man that's so fine and then I pass him and he doesn't say anything. Like when people say, oh, girls don't shoot their shot. Yes, they do. If I look at you like this, like say you walking this way and I'm walking like this, and if I look at you like this, that's me shooting my shot. Come say something.
But that doesn't even look like anything, though. To me, that looks like stay away from me. That looks like a warning, and that's how easy it is, because you're saying, no, I'm looking at you. I'm wanting you to come talk to me. But I'm thinking, no, she wants to be left alone. You see how easily and how quickly that can become misinterpreted? And I know you're probably going to say, well, men need to work on X, Y, and Z. Yeah, we get it all the time. But maybe, just maybe, at some point in time, you can work on a little bit too. Maybe you can work on making it a little bit more clearer for the men on how you want them to approach, and if you want them to approach at all.
For over 40 years, women have told men to leave them alone.
Don't approach me, you creep, they would all say. And it turns out if you keep telling men to stay away from you, they will. Modern women are going on TikTok to whine about men not approaching them. Back in the day, it was simple. A guy saw a pretty woman, walked up to her and said hi. Of course, women called that predatory and patriarchy, and now everything's messed up. Men not approaching women anymore.
This is too true. I just want to talk about this. Ain't no way I'm not as hot as that girl. But when I was like just 19 and when I went to the club, everybody and everyone's mom was touching me. It was so gross. I literally walk away and then be like, what? There'd be men that'd be like, bitch, why the fuck are you walking away from me? But this year and last year when I went to the club, no matter how hot I looked, no matter how much boobs I showed, no matter how much skin-tight clothes I was wearing, no matter how much makeup I was wearing, no man was hitting on me. Not that I want men to hit on me, but no one was hitting on me at all. Like, it was crazy. And like, I just wonder what changed. Like, genuinely, I wonder what changed.
Boys don't ask you out anymore. What they do is they look at you from across the room and they'll be like, huh, she's pretty. I bet that's my wife. And then they just like take out their phone and watch basketball clips on YouTube Shorts. They're just like, oh, nice. And I think that's why the birth rate is dropping, honestly.
When will men learn to take a fucking hint? Last night I walked out of the bar and I was standing there by myself on the street waiting for my Uber. And these guys come up to me and they're like talking to me, trying really hard. I'm like, I have a boyfriend. Do I have a boyfriend? No. They were pretty chill. They walked away. New guy comes up. He's like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, Paige. He's like, when can I see you again? And I was like, I'm not real. That should have been enough of a fucking hint that I didn't want to speak to you. He continues on. He's like, oh my God, me neither. I can tell you're not real. Like, you're beautiful. And I was like, thank you. He's like, can I get your number? I'm like, no, I have a boyfriend. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, I love my boyfriend. And he was like, well, I could be your new boyfriend. And I was like, no, you can't. I love my boyfriend. And I kept going and he kept fucking going. And I was like, when will you understand that if I'm telling you, first of all, if I tell you I'm not real, if I reject giving you my number, that means that I don't want to fucking speak to you. Why is that so hard to understand? Like, when will it get through their heads? If I reject you once, walk away. It's so simple.
It has come to my attention that men do not want to approach women anymore. I don't know when this happened, but this is the reality of the situation. And I also realized that nobody wants to be on dating apps anymore. I think this summer is about to be feral girl summer. Like, I feel like we are finally going to connect with one another, and we are finally going to get off the apps, and we are finally going to flirt with one another. However, we have an issue at hand. Men don't want to approach women at bars. So it's like, how do we start conversation? Luckily, one of my favorite gifts in life is asking weird questions to people. So I started taking myself out to bars. I'm going out with girlfriends and I'm trying to make conversation with guys at bars. And I have one question that I have been asking that is working. My favorite question to ask, I ask this on first dates too. I always ask people, if I could give you a private jet right now that could take you anywhere in the world, where would you go? And this brings up so many good conversations. If a guy says Italy, I'm already imagining our honeymoon there. But seriously, use this one next time you're out. And I just feel like this is about to be an amazing summer, and I am so excited for it.
Stop telling me to go meet someone in the wild when I go in the wild and someone will be staring at me the whole entire night and won't come say hi. How many more times is that going to happen? How many more times am I going to be in the bar, playing pool, at the coffee shop, on a walk, and I will be staring down another person who is staring me down, smiling across the table, whatever, and you don't come say hi? Oh my gosh. What am I meant to do, you guys? Am I going to have, like, we always have to make the first move or something? Because, like, oh my gosh.
And, I've been crying all day because I got sat on a plane next to a couple, and the whole time the guy had his hand on like his girlfriend's leg, you know, and it was just kind of like that the whole time. And I can't, like, I've been single my whole life. I'm 25, and I've never gotten to experience that.
What are you waiting for?
I've never gotten like close to that.
Damn.
And it's just too much. Like, it's too much. I can't do it anymore. There are some people out there who they're not interested in a relationship and they want to be by themselves. But like, that's not me, and that's never been me. I have always wanted to be in a relationship, even though I've never been in one. And even though I'm comfortable by myself and I can do things alone, but like at a certain point, it gets like really sad doing things alone. Like, I've traveled alone to so many places because like if I don't go by myself, I'm not gonna go. If I don't do things by myself, it's not gonna happen. But at the same time, like, it's so much fun to be able to like share that with someone else. And like, everyone I know is in a relationship right now, and like the majority of them have been in relationships for like a long time. Like, this is established, and I feel like I've always been alone, and I don't want to be, and I don't understand why this is happening to me. And I don't know, I like can't take it anymore. And clearly this didn't work because I'm still crying, and I just wasted like 2 minutes of your time, and I'm sorry. And I hope you're having a better weekend than I am. So.
Girl, ain't nothing wrong with you. You just feeling a little bit of loneliness, like men do. That's what men keep on telling you. I hope you're having a better week. You're having a great week is probably what's actually going on. You just want companionship. Surprise, surprise. Most people do. But once again, society has told the women, you don't want that. You want to travel alone. You want to be laying out on a beach, man-free, drama-free, reading a nice book with a nice drink, relaxing. That's the life. Until you start doing it and it becomes played out. They tell you, you want to have one of these phases where you just go and try this man and try that man. You try women if you want to. Try anybody. Just try it. You'll never know if you like it or don't like it until you try it. And you listen to it, you go, I guess. And you start doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. You get involved in experiences that you're really, honestly, and truly never meant to be in. Some of you modern women never even saw your life going in that direction. But because a friend who's a bad influence on your life suggested it to you over and over again, and they were persistent, and they had a lot of influence on you, and you really, honestly and truly, you succumb to a really let peer pressure get the best of you is really what it is, to be honest. Which is, people do it. Then you start doing stuff that normally you wouldn't have done. And this is how you get to where you are today. Well, I thought I would travel solo and that would be great. It is great. Well, I thought I would, go to this date or go to this place by myself and eat this type of food. And, it was really good. It was really good. You did enjoy the experience. But you're looking for what most humans are looking for. And that's companionship. Had you stopped playing around and wanted to be a strong, independent woman, maybe you would have had better luck with that.
Avoidant women can really surprise men, and men are generally very, very confused when they have these partners on exactly why their partner is not intimate, vulnerable, won't share with them, won't put in the effort that they need inside of the relationship. They come to me utterly confused. So if you're one of those men out there whose wives or girlfriends are too distant, they are too, emotionally unavailable, I've got you. I'm Dr. Sarah Hensley. I'm a specialized social psychologist, and I've been studying the science of attachment and attraction inside romantic relationships for nearly 20 years, and this is another edition of Carline Relationship Advice. So what you need to know is that dismissive avoidant attachment is born when in childhood, especially in early childhood, the emotions of the child are dismissed, punished, or ignored. And so it looks like this. Imagine your wife or your girlfriend is a little girl on the playground. She falls down, she skins her knee, she's bleeding, she's crying, she's scared. This is the difference between a dismissive avoidant parent and an emotionally attuned parent. A DA parent, stands for dismissive avoidant, would be like, oh, honey, you're fine. That's just a little scrape. Don't worry about it. Shh, quit crying. Get back out there and play. You're okay. Doesn't acknowledge the experience, doesn't acknowledge the emotions, and focuses on achievement and responsibility. An emotionally attuned mother would act like this. Oh, sweetheart, you fell down. I'm so sorry. I know it hurts, doesn't it? Does it sting? Yes, I know you're afraid. That's okay. Mom's going to fix it right up. Totally acknowledging the experience, the emotions, and teaching the child that expression of emotion is safe and that being close to people is actually how you seek safety. So dismissive avoidants grow up, and inside relationships, they're just too distant. They back away from intimacy, back away from vulnerability, and they sure as heck won't handle conflict. Getting dismissed like that as a child gave them a primary core wound of defectiveness, and this makes them extra sensitive to criticism. So if you have gone in and you've asked your dismissive avoidant partner to change and to be more loving, be more attentive, be more vulnerable, and they still continue to deprioritize you and ignore you, they don't get it. They live with internal blinders that are self-directed towards their own needs. They're anxious in their relationship to themselves, therefore avoidant towards others. But I promise you, they just don't see it. It is a true capacity issue. And yes, I help couples with dismissive avoidant partners every single day learn to strengthen their relationship, have true emotional connection, have a great physical relationship, which often drops off with a DA woman, and restore their relationship back to health.
So I've posted a couple videos recently talking about modern women and what their standards are and what modern women are looking for. And I've gotten a lot of comments from men saying that they are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman, and that there aren't enough of them out there. So that had me thinking, like, well, what is the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? I wrote some notes here to distinguish the difference. A modern woman is someone who's independent. She has a full-time career. She prioritizes career and education over family and children. She is strong and wants to be taken seriously. And you'll probably hear her say things like, I don't need no man to support me, and never depend on a man. A traditional woman is someone who focuses on family and children. She cooks and she cleans. She knows how to take care of her man mentally, emotionally, and physically. She's graceful and nurturing, and I'm gonna say it, submissive. So, for all the modern women out there, I hear all the time that they want a traditional man, but it's sounding to me like traditional men don't actually want modern women. And I can't tell you how many times I hear women say they don't cook, they don't clean, but yet they want a man to pay all their bills. So I'm just curious, women, do you consider yourself modern or traditional? And what kind of man are you actually looking for? And for men, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a woman if it's not a modern woman?
I feel like every single girl has a list of the guys she's ever been with. Like, how fun. I remember the men that have been inside of me, and I have a husband, and that's okay.
Continue to talk about the women who, well, modern women in general, who say things and they come back and they say, oh, I didn't actually know what I was saying. I didn't know what I said would have been taken like this. Too many of them do this. There was a woman, she was talking about essentially asking the question that a lot of modern women do is why men aren't approaching. And then she got a flood of men in her comments saying, well, this is why. Obviously, and honestly, you expect her to come in the next video and say, whoa, I didn't expect a response like this. You all come from, wow, I am so sorry. Of course you are. I didn't know what I said was going to be taken like that. I just didn't. Because you don't think. Y'all don't be thinking. Y'all want a man to read the room and catch the vibe. But y'all don't be catching it. Y'all don't be thinking about what you're saying. Y'all don't be reading no rooms. As a matter of fact, you ignore. You know what's funny? These modern women are ignoring. They see them, but they're ignoring the social cues. It's something about a woman that when she gets around an environment and in a place where she feels safe, it doesn't have to be safe at all, but she feels safe. Could be the darkest, dirtiest, dingiest place. If she feels safe, she's going to start doing things that you probably never expected her to do, never seen her do, because she'd never do it. Start talking and yapping and blabbering. You're like, what are you doing? Be quiet. Oh, yeah, I just felt it in my bones. Just be quiet. Stop talking. That's what this show is right here. Just in my safe space, in my zone, it's a judgment-free zone. I can say anything I want. Unfortunately for you, I wonder if your husband, number one. Number two, I wonder how many listeners hear this, are influenced by it, go home and try to talk stupid like that around their husband. And their husband, what the heck are you talking about? Just shut up talking. Why are you talking to me like that? Just shut up talking. I've never had a man just shut up. Be quiet. Stop talking. Learn when to shut up. You're saying too much. You're doing too much. If a man has to know and understand and learn, hey, maybe you shouldn't say that. Maybe there's a better way to say that. Maybe now is not the time. Why doesn't that same thing go for women? I know how many men have been inside me and I remember. Shut your stupid behind up. Stop talking. Stop talking. I don't know why y'all think that y'all can get on podcasts and stuff and disrespect men. And then when a man turns around and just nonchalant and just flip it about you, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Be quiet.
Maybe you're like me and you feel as though you were born in the wrong generation, that the values that you hold for who you are as a person, whether that is male or female, that those things are not embraced or hold much value in today's culture. I'll never quite understand the necessity to express discomfort or dislike for a particular lifestyle or choices that somebody makes. Because if I express my discomfort or dislike for that, I believe it is immature and unnecessary. Because if I don't like the way that they live their life and the choices that they make, why would I even want to bring them on into my life? So emotionally, I'm just going to cut it off and I won't be interested anymore because the way somebody chooses to live their life. That's why I stay single. It's not necessarily always by choice, but good character and a lifestyle at 30 years old that I like and want to be a part of is quite rare. Now, I'm not saying I don't have my own faults here. I had a lot of growing up to do in my early 20s. I was immature. I have tons of flaws and failures that I had to work through and accept about myself, become aware about them, so that when they do arise again, I can make the corrections necessary for the benefit of the relationship I may be in. Those are positive outcomes that contributed into me becoming the man that I am today. Ultimately, I am a firm believer that emotional maturity begins when personal responsibility is accepted. In our culture of entitlement and victimhood, finding a significant other who takes ownership is actually quite rare. Accepting the character flaws and lifestyle which does not contribute to a healthy environment, a healthy family, is quite easy to find. But finding somebody who would be a good wife and a good mother to the children and the family that I would like to build as a man is quite rare. See, I believe that if I chose the wrong partner, that I would be a failure as a man. So I look beyond the physical to identify the spiritual health of a woman, the mental health of a woman, and the emotional maturity of a woman. It would be pure negligence if I didn't. And I refuse to end up with somebody who lives by the standards of our modern culture. Ultimately, I want a woman who wants to serve the Lord with me.
But women like men who don't like them. Women chase men who don't like them. See, this what I just showed you with that woman sitting there going back and forth with this man. See, women like trying to convince men that they should be chosen. See, when you really care about yourself and when you really love yourself, you're not finna sit up here and negotiate with somebody, bargaining, telling them, explaining to them why you think it's just them, that some man wants you. See, this, what they talking about only hurts women who are desperate for their validation. And when you are chasing men who don't like you or want you, you end up with men who display these type of characteristics.
Women want men that don't want them. Women think they want a best friend. They've been conditioned in this modern era to want a woman as a boyfriend, but in male form. The problem with that is that they don't actually respond to that. If you need help with your specific situation, click the link in my bio and book yourself a one-on-one call. The world of men and women, historically and evolutionary, was completely separate. We didn't really spend much time together, but throughout the day we were in the world of the men, the women were in the world of the women. So this whole idea of men being sort of BFFs with their girlfriends, all that does is emasculate the man. The men are going along with it because they don't know any better. They haven't been trained into their masculine. They've been taken away from their masculine. So you have to understand, guys, that it's time for you to take your masculinity back. Understand what women respond to is actually scarcity. The more available you are, the less attractive you are for her. So that's a paradox in this modern age, because how can you be besties and be there for her and do all the things and also be scarce and valuable? You can't. So you have to be willing to take a risk and stand in your masculine frame. Expect that a lot of women are not going to like that. And that is how you curate the right women in your life, by standing in your standards and boundaries and watching a lot of women walk away from that because they're not going to recognize it. And so what women tend to do, especially these days, is they reject it or call you misogynistic or anything that doesn't go along with the script that they've been handed, which is they're the prize, they deserve all of these things from men, and they all want the top men. They're completely delusional. So for us men, we have to step back into our power, become the men that deserve to be followed, and that's on us. But ultimately, this whole notion of women running the show has to change, and we do it through our own standards and our own boundaries and trusting in ourselves and becoming the men that we were born to be and not be emasculated. Do not submit to the women's frame. And that's what a lot of you guys are doing. I understand why a lot of men are doing this, because they understand that women don't respond well to the masculine, to the warrior anymore. They see it as misogynistic, and you guys want to get laid. I get it. But you got to hold the line here. You've got to stand into your masculinity. It's not worth it. You're on your dying bed. You're going to regret this. And trust me, I've been there. I've been through so much, and I've gathered this information through my own life experience that I'm giving to you guys, that I'm hoping that you as younger men will take my advice and take yourself back, lead from example, and inspire and attract women rather than chase after them and make concessions just to get near one of them. It's like, guys, just focus on yourself and you'll get everything that you want. The more you do for a woman, the more you will lose yourself. Women do not respond to loyalty at all. So what you'll find is you'll commit to her, you'll give her everything she wants, and you'll keep submitting and submitting until you become a completely different man than you were when you guys met. And at that moment, she won't respect you anymore and she'll leave you anyway. Women don't respond to loyalty. That's a male thing, that's a masculine thing. Women are on another train, guys. They're operating on a whole different level, and you have to understand the game or you're going to get absolutely destroyed.
A covert narcissistic woman traps her men. Men, you need to tune into this if you don't want to get manipulated again. Number one here, you will meet this girl.
You think you met her. She actually scouted you. She noticed the giver, the protector, the guy that's saving the day, the guy that protects everyone that he loves, the guy that is very empathic, the strong guy with strong masculine energy. She wants you. Why? So that she can chip away from you. So she scouts you, and then you meet her and you think that you've just met the most kind, the most giving, the most amazing girl ever. You have this amazing sexual tension between you two. This chemistry is just out of this world. She makes you tap into the sexual energy that you never thought existed in you, okay? And then she makes you feel like you guys really connected. This is the key point here, okay? It's not the sexuality. It's not the fact that you just thought you met the one. It's the fact that here she's gonna share with you something so vulnerable about herself from the start that you will feel like, wow, this girl opened up to me. I can't believe that she would open up about something that vulnerable. And she's gonna make you feel, or she'll actually tell you that she's never opened up about this with anyone because you're the only one that makes her feel so comfortable to open up about these things, right? So maybe she's gonna share something about, I don't know, maybe she got molested, maybe her dad used to beat her, maybe she got abandoned. And it doesn't have to be a lie, but whatever she has opened up to you about is just too soon and too vulnerable. Why are you doing this? But you're gonna interpret this as you are now her protector and you can save her. Let me give you this love. Let me show you that I can give you the love that you deserve and you don't have to ever feel that way again. So you once again tap into that masculine energy. You feel like she's putting you on a pedestal because now you are able to give somebody that you always wanted to give, that love to a woman. You're her savior. Now what happens? Now, depending on how you react to this is going to be crucial, because when she shares that vulnerable thing with you, if you are that empathic man that just wants to save her, now you've made the cut. Good job. Because if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have made the cut. Okay? She would move on to a new supply. If you made the cut, however, now what she's going to do, it's not enough just to do that. Now she's going to pull away. She's either going to make you feel like you've done something for her to pull away, or she's just going to say something like, hey, I've been so hurt before. I just don't know if I can do this again. I don't know if I can trust again, blah, 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 blah. And then what are you going to do? You're going to reassure her, yes, you can trust me. I promise you, I will never make you feel that way, right? Now you've promised her. Now she has you trapped. Now she has you anchored. Now what happens when you guys are in a relationship? Now she can actually chip away from you. But how is she chipping away from you? Because remember those intimate times you guys have shared, maybe sitting on the kitchen floor, laying in bed, staying up all night, when you were sharing all of your vulnerabilities with her and your past traumas, that she was doing the same to you, when in reality she was building a freaking profile on you, okay? And now she's gonna take all of that and use it against me. But you know how you've cheated in your past relationship, but now I think you might be doing that to me. No, I'm never gonna do that to you. You know that I don't have my eyes for anyone else. It's gonna chip away, right? Well, you're not trying hard enough. I always have to ask you for things, blah, 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 blah. She will always make you feel like you're at fault. And the fact that you made that promise to her, that you're never gonna hurt her, that you're gonna be that man, is gonna be really hard on you, because she will truly convince you that you've basically lied to her. You're not enough for her. So you're going to tap into that competitive energy and you're going to try harder. You're going to try to make more money. You're going to try to do everything that she wants you to do. You're not going to have room for any friends or family, because all of your time will have to be devoted to her, and she's still never going to be happy. You wake up with a smile, she has to get rid of that smile. And yes, it does come back to her insecurities, but you're not at fault. Stop making yourself the problem. Stop believing her freaking narrative that you're at fault. You should not be staying in that relationship. Unless there's kids, unless you have to make a very direct plan on how to leave, don't stay another day in that relationship, because let's be honest, it's never been better, right? It's only gone worse. She'll give you tiny bits of breadcrumbs to keep feeding you that hope. But guess what? It's never going to be different. Don't stay another day in that relationship if you can get it.
Just a bunch of foolishness. Modern women always have something dumb to do. Always. Always and forever. Just involved in nonsense. Just involved in playing games. I'm telling you, and the thing that she was describing here, men try to be good. They try to listen to what you got going on, and they try to fix it. They try to help, right? Oh, you want me to be more vulnerable? You want me to open up? Let me fix that. I'm trying something new. They'll even tell their guys, "Hey, bro, you ever talk to Jane, and how do you relate to her?" Well, man, I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of weird at first, but over time, we just practiced, and well, I practiced, and it was, like I said, it was kind of weird, but I talked to my dad about it. I talked to my mom, I talked to my brother, talked to a lot of people about it. And now I try to help or show it doesn't always come out perfect, but I try to at least tell her what I'm thinking. Right. And so what I would do, and they'll go through the whole game of how to be emotionally vulnerable and how to talk with a woman and how to understand a woman and how to relate to a woman. And he says, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try it out. And when he starts to try it out, then he's stumbling over it, and he's trying to do the best he can to relate to you and do what you ask him to do, because most men do. Or you say you want flowers, let me go and try to get you flowers. Oh, I don't really like these flowers. I like red roses instead of blue roses. Okay, let me get you red roses. Well, these are a little bit too cheap. You won't say cheap, but you'll say, oh man, these don't last as long. And so he'll go and do research about getting flowers that last a little bit longer. And he'll say, you know what, man, these flowers are more expensive, but I think these flowers, the forever flowers or something like that, they last all year. So I might try to go get some of those. Right. And so he's investing, he's spending a lot of money on you because he thinks that you're worth it, because you made him feel like you were worth it, only to come up and start playing these games. Most men will go to the ends of the earth. Remember now, like y'all say, men used to go to war. So men were willing to sacrifice. They were willing to lay down their lives for the good of their country, for people that they didn't even freaking know. I don't know. Not that I hate you, not that I have anything against you, but some of these brothers, they were about to get married. They had just gotten married, and then they're being sent off to war. Some of these guys, they've been dating or they've been with these women since their childhood, since elementary school. They grow up, oh, this has always been our dream, and we want to always get married, and we're high school sweethearts. Get married, ship them off to war. Man dies in war. Going and sacrificing for you at such a young age. Young man never really had a chance to live his life. Men will do that stuff only for women like this to toy with their emotions, to throw it in the trash. And you wonder why men walk away. You wonder why men aren't giving you the time of day. You wonder why men won't protect you. It sounds harsh, but when you double cross and you betray a man, do you understand that you've now made yourself his enemy? Do you understand that? I might not wish any ill will. I might not exact my revenge, but anything that comes your way, I will not stop. I'm not going to stop. Oh, how could you ever? Like, you're supposed to be a one human being to another. I don't care. You're trying to talk to me and make me feel emotions that I've balled up and thrown in the garbage for you. I don't care. Well, how could you ever? Because of women like this. Because of women like this. You're telling me I could have died. And in some cases, these men have died. These brothers have seen their grandfathers and their fathers get taken out. For a woman to come back and say, oh, Richard wasn't nothing. Oh, I really didn't like him. I just had a lot of sympathy for him. You say that now that he's gone? You say that now that insurance check is hit? Are you serious? Oh, okay. I'll be on the lookout for you. Don't you worry about it. Y'all keep this stuff up. You are not going to like the result.